Here it is, guys, the update you guys have been waiting for regarding my F10 M5. A lot of you guys have been messaging me on Instagram and commenting on my YouTube videos, wondering if the M5 is going to make a return back to the channel, whether it's repairable, whether it's totaled, if I'm going to rebuild it, and all of that good stuff. For those of you guys that have no idea what I'm talking about, a little bit over a month ago, I got into a pretty bad accident with my F10 M5. Just 6 months after owning it, the car is in pretty bad shape. My initial video went live like a month ago that talked about the accident. If you guys haven't seen that video yet, I'll leave a link down in the description below if you guys want to get up to speed. It's definitely been a very lengthy and tiring process, which is why I'm just updating you guys now. I've been going back and forth with the insurance company and the collision shop. Originally, when I got into the accident, I got the car towed over to a preferred shop where they would take the car apart and try to find all the damages that need to be addressed. And once they were done taking apart the car and analyzing everything, then they would create what they call a supplemental packet where they would detail everything that's wrong with the car, everything that needed to be addressed, all the damages, labor hours that would be needed to fix the car, and they would send that off to my insurance company. And guys, I have a copy of the supplemental packet right here. The amount of work that this car needs is absolutely mind-blowing. But before I go over with you guys how much it would cost the insurance to repair the vehicle, let me show you guys a clip of me actually going to see the M5 once they took everything apart at the collision shop. Well, we're currently at the collision center where they took the car apart so we can see the damage, and yeah, the door hinge got f***ed. It's funny, the guys here, they were saying that this is one of the coolest cars here on the lot. They were even taking pictures of it next to an Aventador that was also matte black. Happens. It sucks. The minute I seen the M5 in person with everything taken apart, it was pretty obvious that the damages were pretty extensive and it would cost a lot of money to bring that car back to what it originally was. You see in the original video where I got to show you guys the crash at the scene and I kind of walked around the car and showed you some of the damages, it was hard to tell if it was going to be repairable or not. Half of you guys thought it would be and it wouldn't cost that much, and then the other half of you guys swore that it would be totaled. Walking around the M5 at the collision center, I did make a few observations and it kind of made sense why it would be so expensive to fix the car. The frozen black paint was pretty bad almost everywhere. The front bumper was heavily scratched, both fenders, driver's side and passenger side, both doors as well, the back doors. How? Because, well, when I got into the accident, the car did make contact with barbed wire fence, which essentially landed everywhere on the car. Even the roof of the car had scratches. And you guys know, if you've been watching my previous M5 episodes, the frozen black paint is very particular. You can't really blend it in. It's extremely hard to find somebody that can actually paint it correctly and get it to match with the rest of the panels. And in this case, it seemed almost like the entire car would have to be painted, and that wouldn't be cheap. Obviously, the big damage, probably the most costly one, is the door hinge. I mean, we couldn't even open the driver's side door when I was trying to get my personal belongings from inside of the car. It was just stuck. I had to go to the passenger side to get anything. It definitely had some frame damage. Weird enough, both front wheels were in pretty good shape. No scratches, no scuffs. Doesn't really look like they made contact with anything. Both adaptive LED headlights were pretty beat up and definitely not salvageable. The front windshield was cracked, which I found extremely odd because at the time of the accident, I don't remember there being so many cracks on the front windshield. But then again, at the time of the accident, my mind wasn't fully there and I probably really wasn't paying attention. Just like the rest of the panels, the side mirrors were pretty jacked up as well. There was some wiring and sensors by the wheel wells that were pretty destroyed. The oil cooler was pretty bad. The radiator was also split. Yeah, the car wasn't in good shape at all. All right, let me go ahead and show you guys exactly how much it would cost to repair the M5. I'll go over some key things that are very expensive here. I think once you guys find out what the total price is, you'll have your answer about the M5. Right at the top of the list, starts at $1,304, is the front bumper cover with side camera and distance control. Then we have the adaptive LED headlights, both of them, because they were heavily scratched and there's no way you can buff those. These are expensive. $3,045.31 each. We're talking about a little bit over $6,000 just to replace the adaptive LED headlights. Ouch. We have a splash shield for $275. The air duct, $203. Crazy how a piece of plastic can cost so much. Then we have the oil cooler, which I told you split in half, which is why I dumped all the oil at the time of the accident, $895. Then you have an outlet hose for $396. Inlet hose, $396 as well. Radiator, which also got damaged in the process. For the manual transmission, $396. Of course, I'm not reading out all the parts here. I'm just going for the ones that stand out, that cost a significant amount of money. You got the left fender for $831. Then there's the windshield, since it was cracked, with the heads-up display option because it has like a indentation for the heads-up display. That's $1,074. Windshield BMW heads-up display that would have to be replaced as well, which I guess is the actual projector. I don't see how that would have to be replaced, but $187. Then you have the left hinge pillar, $1,570. The rocker molding with M model, $440. Boy, that M5 tax, baby. Then you have the left side door shell, that's $1,260. And here we have the labor hours. I'll tell you guys what that is before giving you guys the final cost. So for body labor, 93 hours, paint labor, 43 hours, mechanical labor, 21 hours, paint supplies, 43 hours. That's a whole lot of hours. All right, guys, here it is. Here's the number. So the total cost to repair my F10 M5, labor and parts included, would be $36,500.74. I'm sure you guys can put 2 and 2 together. Their insurance is not going to pay for that, so the car is officially totaled. I even asked the insurance company how much I can buy the car back from them before they take it over to Copart, and they wanted around $21,000 for the car, and I just couldn't justify buying the car back. You guys have been around my channel for a while. I don't rebuild cars. That's not my niche. I like to buy cars that are already running. I'm ready to go so I can start modifying them. The E30 back here is the only exception that needs a lot of work, but I'm not in the business to rebuild cars and make that kind of content. It's just not what it is. I know a lot of you guys have mentioned and suggested that I work with an automotive YouTuber that specializes in rebuilding cars and makes content solely off of that. But it's not the route that I want to take, guys. It's just not it. Knowing that I wasn't going to get my F10 M5 back, I quickly decided to ask my insurance company in the collision shop for permission to remove my performance parts. So I did remove that titanium intakes, that titanium charge pipes, and charge coolers, and I replaced it with the OEM ones, which I still had. As far as the dyno suspension and the future classic spacers, it would just be too much of a hassle to remove, so I just took that loss. I'm sure the next question you guys have for me is, well, what happens now? Well, preferably I would love to get another F10 M5, but not just a regular one. It would have to be a frozen one, preferably in frozen black, so I can continue my F10 M5's story, continue the build, finish the build, and give it the proper attention that I was giving it here on YouTube. You guys are so awesome that a lot of you guys have reached out on Instagram and sent me messages of other frozen black M5s or other frozen silver ones, but most of those were 2013s, and I don't want to go with the pre-LCI at all. I want to go with the LCI one. The engine on them, the updated ones are a lot better, a lot more reliable, and also, you know, you get the extra features like the adaptive LED headlights, the LCI tail lights, the kidney grille with the M5, the steering wheel, stuff like that. So I'm only really looking for 2014 and up. I actually found a perfect one in Canada. It's actually a viewer of mine, very, very nice guy. But the problem is getting the car over to the US has been a pain because of compliance issues. I know people have done it in the past. I just don't know the process. I'd rather just pay somebody to do the paperwork for me. So I don't know if that's going to work out. I've also thought of 2 completely different options to replace my F10 M5. You guys let me know what you guys think. I've considered the F90 M5. The problem with those is that the used car market world is so screwed up right now that it seems like every car is going for like $10,000 more than what they used to go for just a few months back. So you can't really find an F90 M5 for like less than $75,000, and at that point it's not even an option the way that I would prefer it. And the other option that I've considered is the F85 X5M. Yes, not a car, it's an SUV, but it's a pretty badass one. Those are a lot more affordable than the F90 M5, and it still carries that S63 engine that I love so much. Oh, also another option that I've considered is a G20 M340i. Not appealing to me as much as the other 2 options, but I've considered that as well. I need your help, guys. Let me know what I should do. Should I be patient and try to find a very desirable F10 M5 so I can continue the build? I actually still have an FI exhaust in the back room here that I never got to install to the car, and obviously I got all the parts from the original car so I can just transfer everything over. Should I just be patient enough to find a desirable F10 M5 and continue the build, or should I opt in for the F90 M5, which is, even if you guys say to go that route, I mean, I would have to consider it because the price is just a little too much. Or would you guys be cool with an F85 X5M? Those look pretty dope when you hook them up, and there's a huge aftermarket support for those. And as far as the M340i, I don't think I would consider that because I really love the S63 engine, the twin turbocharged V8 that really picks up really fast, and it sounds absolutely amazing when you have aftermarket exhaust system. I don't know, it's a tough one. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. So I'm probably gonna make one more update video on my Frozen Black M5 once I finalize everything with my insurance company. If you guys want to see that video, make sure to subscribe with the notification bell on. That way you're notified when that video goes live. Thank you guys for all the support and kind words you guys have been sending my way, whether it's via Instagram or the YouTube comment section. You guys have been absolutely amazing to me and very helpful by sending me links of certain cars and, you know, suggesting certain cars that can serve as a replacement to the F10 and 5. Like, you guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Well, that's it. This is goodbye.